Hi, I'm Michael Green.
And I'm Abby Maxwell, and this is your climate and energy policy update. The first update we have is that our Businesses for Affordable Energy sign-on is still live. This is a sign-on we're doing with a group of partners, and it's signed by business leaders from across industries and across the political spectrum. The uniting concern here is that energy costs are killing bottom lines, and the ask is simple that Congress remove barriers to new energy supply and bring more affordable, reliable power online faster. There's no deadline for this, but once we reach a critical mass, this letter will be sent to Congress, so sign on as soon as you can if you haven't already. You can find this letter on the Take Action page of ASBN's website and also on our social media. We have our first Build Field briefing on June 4th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. You can gain access to this call by downloading the Build Resource Hub. And Mike's going to tell you a little bit about the goals of this meeting and what each meeting will cover. Go ahead, Mike.
Thanks, Abby. And just so everybody remembers, BUILD stands for Businesses United in Leading Democracy. This is our effort to engage businesses and bring them in to understanding the importance of this year's midterm elections. So, as Abby said, you can find the resource hub on our website and go ahead and download that. That'll give you access to the first Build Field briefing that we're going to be holding at the beginning of June. So, who's this call for? Well, as you'll see when you download the resource hubs, there's all sorts of different ways that you can get involved in the midterms, whether that's understanding what's at stake, making sure that your voice is heard, to reaching out to candidates and getting directly engaged in the races. We're going to go over those resources as well as talk about different ways that they're being deployed across the country. We've already seen several hundred businesses download the resources from the hub, and they're actively working across states across the country. And so we're also going to be talking about the very first event that the Build Field team will be hosting, and that'll be right here in Vermont. So look forward to sharing some more information about that, as well as going over the packet that's in the resource hub if folks have some extra questions there. And really look forward to hosting these regularly with Abby and with the rest of the team at ASBN.
Thanks all, and we'll talk to you next month.
Hi, everyone. I'm Liza Lamana. I'm the Manager of Agriculture and Water Policy here at the American Sustainable Business Network. And here's a quick update on our regenerative agriculture and justice work this month. We hosted a webinar breaking down what the House Farm Bill means for businesses, farmers, and the future of U.S. agriculture policy. Thank you to everyone who joined the conversation and to the business leaders who signed onto our coalition letter and participated in our recent advocacy efforts. During House considerations, the proposed pesticide provisions that raised major concerns were ultimately removed from the package. This is a huge win, and it reflects the importance of sustained bipartisan engagement. Unfortunately, it does not guarantee that the provisions are fully off the table. Now that the House version is finalized, the pressure is on for the Senate negotiations to begin. And while it's unlikely, it does leave potential for these issues to resurface as discussions evolve. Because of this, we're continuing to keep our business sign-on letter opened to keep building the support while the Senate develops its version. If you haven't signed on, please do so today and share with your networks. Beyond the pesticide poison pills, the Senate Farm Bill process will either further solidify or reopen discussions around conservation investments and program structure that will impact supply chain resistance, input dependency, and the long-term economic viability of producers and rural communities. Business voices remain essential in ensuring these conversations reflect the realities facing farmers, supply chains, and communities across the country. We've created a sample email that you can send directly to your senators through our website. And if you're interested in engaging more deeply, I'm scheduling meetings with Senate offices and would love to have you join me. Please reach out directly. Continued advocacy now can help shape a final farm bill that better supports resilient agricultural systems, healthier communities, and long-term economic stability for all. Thank you for staying engaged, and we will continue providing updates and opportunities for action as the negotiations move forward. I look forward to seeing you all online.
Greetings. Here is a quick recap of the recent Small Business and Local Economy Working Group meeting for May. The meeting focused on three main topics related to artificial intelligence, policy, and business impacts. We invited Trooper Sanders from the State AI Safety Roundtable who discussed state-level AI regulations, highlighting a number of bills, including Connecticut's new AI Act, and providing examples of good policy practices in California, New York, and Colorado. He emphasized the need for businesses to advocate for responsible AI governance and noted that states have constitutional authority over safety regulations. So, of course, one of our concerns has been the administration's efforts to override any state regulations and the like. So we'll continue to pay attention to that and as well. Michael Jarrett, formerly the head of the Pennsylvania Sustainable Business Network, has been working on a new report on energy affordability in Pennsylvania, particularly focusing on AI data centers and their effects on local communities and businesses and infrastructure. The research will be out shortly, but it found equity concerns around data center distribution and has a number of recommended policies, including community benefit agreements and requiring clean energy sources for data center power. Uh, and then finally, we closed out the meeting with Michael Peck and Chris Clamp introducing work going on around the social economy movement with a visit now from the European Union leaders from Asset that came out of Mondragon, the largest worker cooperative in the world. And they'll be showing up at events in Boston and New York City focused on building collaborative economic ecosystems that include labor cooperatives, enterprise models of all different sorts, but more in the frame of social economy. And so contact us if you're interested in those meetings. And our next small business and local economy meeting will focus on where do we go from here for building local economies. And as always, it's the third Thursday of the month, and this will be June at 3 p.m. Eastern. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. This is Abby Maxwell, and I have a quick Safer Chemicals policy update for this month. We recently relaunched the Companies for Safer Chemicals Steering Committee, which has a focus on, firstly, protecting the Toxic Substance Control Act from rollbacks and also from prioritizing authorization of the EPA Safer Choice program in Congress. Both of these things have seen numerous attacks during this administration and are critical to companies who prioritize chemical safety. This group builds on some really big successes that we saw about 10 years ago with the original bipartisan effort to pass the Lautenberg Chemical Safety for the 21st Century Act. And we're really excited to bring this group back together to fight these really critical fights on TSCA and Safer Choice. We look forward to sharing more updates as this work continues, and thanks so much.